Hello and welcome to this in-depth reading for Sagittarius for the year 2026. This could be for you if you're a Sagittarius sun, moon, rising, or wherever you happen to find Sagittarius in your chart. This is one part of a larger series of all of the zodiac signs from Aries to Pisces, in which we break down what the major themes are for 2026 and all of the detailed readings for each of the zodiac signs. You could find the big list of all of these recordings / articles here at this link. So make sure to check out the different placements that you have in your chart to find out where different areas of your life are going to have different energies over 2026. Without further ado, let's get started on Sagittarius. We start out the year in Capricorn season, which goes from January 1st and lasts approximately until January 19th. For this period of time, I've pulled two cards for you, dear Sagittarius, and that is the Two of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. It's as if you're ready to give up the gig. You've been working really hard at something, and it's maybe even caused a fair amount of discord or disharmony between yourself and your thoughts, or yourself and the people closest to you. And this is a time of giving up that fight, that eternal fight, and recognizing that sometimes life is meant to be fun and enjoyed, which is what the Two of Pentacles is here to talk about. It's also a resurgence of the importance of income and financial security. The Two of Pentacles represents somebody who is deeply in love with the joy of living and therefore requires financial stability in order to enjoy their life fully. There's nothing like the harbinger of unpaid debts or bills that you don't know how you're going to pay to lord over you while you're trying to enjoy your life, or just not even being sure where all the income is going to come in from all the time. Remember that your financial harmony and security also influences, to a degree, your ability to receive and experience joy in this lifetime. It's not that one can only exist with the other. You can still enjoy your life and not have financial security, but to enjoy this sweet pleasure of being alive, how can you build in more financial security and financial safety and abundant income? And based on the Five of Wands, it might not be exactly what you had imagined for yourself or for the situation. Take a new look at it. That's what Capricorn season is begging us to do, dear Sagittarius. After Capricorn season comes Aquarius season. And there's certainly a sense of camaraderie and mutual respect between these two types of energies. But it does come with a sharper edge this Aquarius season, and that is a season of overextending yourself. So beware, dear Sagittarius, as we move through the second half of January and the first half of February. Remember that you can say no to certain things. You can set boundaries, and you don't have to do all of the work, dear Sagittarius. If life has been feeling like you're a bit on a treadmill and you're being taxed in order to reach the responsibilities of your life, we wonder if there's a different way to look at it. And that's what Aquarius energy is really good at bringing to us as well. A new perspective, a way of challenging what we might have thought was possible up until now. Keep your mind open. You don't have to be the only one that works towards your goals, especially if there are multiple people that would benefit from them. We round out the zodiac year with Pisces, which goes from mid-February to about mid-March, mid to late March. And your guiding card for Pisces season, dear Sagittarius, is the Ace of Pentacles, which brings a renewed sense of relief around finances, a new sense of relief around the physical body. What are you doing to slough off all of the negativity and focus in on what makes you truly wonderful and happy and fulfilled and safe and secure. That's the period that you're going through up until Pisces season, sort of internal autumn, if you will, and getting rid of all of the excess so that when you enter into Pisces season, it's a renewed sense of joy and opportunity and possibility when it comes to your personal health, your physical body, your personal possessions, and anything that is in this physical realm. Maybe a house, maybe land. And this is a time in which things seem to start to make sense again for you in those areas of life. Right after Pisces is when we celebrate the zodiac new year, and that is with the onset of Aries season. Aries, of course, is your little brother when it comes to fire signs, and Aries season can carry that same energy when it comes to dealing with all of the things that Sagittarius deals with. They may not see you as the cool older brother, or they yet might, but they are more interested in their own personal experience of life, following those interesting and interest-based attention systems that they have, and this energy extends to you also in this period of time. Sagittarius is, of course, the most mature of the fire signs and can sometimes hold an edge of philosophy and theorizing, all of that wonderful fire energy, which is making Sagittarius almost like the most airy fire sign of all of them. The devil came in its reverse position for Aries season for you today, which helps us to think that maybe there is some sort of hopelessness being released. It seems as if whatever cycle you're going through towards the beginning of 2006, Pisces season brings that sense of renewal, of possibility, and Aries season is only extending that internal spring. It's as if we have passed through autumn and winter, the internal autumn and winters, obviously not the real autumn and winters, in the first part of the year, and you are reaching a sense of internal spring around Aries season. Of course, if you're living in the northern hemisphere, this may extend to the actual weather systems, in that Aries encompasses March, late March, and most of April. So we do see some sort of spring energy during this time. In fact, the beginning of Aries season is actually the beginning of spring in the northern hemisphere. Of course, if you're in the southern hemisphere, this is the beginning of autumn for you. But that doesn't change the internal weather systems that you may be experiencing at this time. You're losing interest in material possessions. You're losing interest in this need of focusing on sensual input in order to capture your attention and keep you dedicated to your goals. I have a feeling, dear Sagittarius, that this is an age of maturity, an age of growing up and finding out what is truly important to you and dedicating your life to that, whether or not you're always 100% interested or motivated to doing it. There is a sense of releasing when it comes to the devil in reverse that says to us that this period of hopelessness is behind you. The despair is fading, and you're definitely seeing that there's more opportunity around you. You're no longer ignorant of the truth, and this is a real process of maturity in the spiritual aspect of your well-being, dear Sagittarius. After Aries season, we head straight into Taurus season, which brings in the Ace of Swords, a very lovely space in which you are now doubling down on the truths that you have learned thus far in 2026. Of course, we are talking about Taurus season, which extends from April to May, mid to late April to mid to late May, and this is the time of reckoning. It's when the truth comes out, where you step up to become a leader in your life in ways that you haven't in the past, and you get just a little bit better at speaking your mind, at standing up for yourself, at setting boundaries, at saying the truth, at championing the truth. There's a sense that there is a renewed justice in your life, and the adversity that you've faced in your life is coming to a new space. And this is so deeply lovely for you, Sagittarius, because I have the feeling that your mind is also reset. The mindset with which you saw the world in the past is being unveiled, and you're starting to see what those mindset things have done to you to prevent you from reaching your goals in the past. When have you told yourself that, oh, this just doesn't happen for me, or I'm just not good at this? This area of your life may be a strong indication that you're ready to give up the limitations that others have put on you. There's no shortage of adversity that you've faced in your life, specifically around things like harsh words, violence, or even abuse. But you're getting to a space where you're ready to put down your own sword, or rather take up your sword, but for a different cause, putting your energy into something that's more valuable of your divine energy, dear Sagittarius. After we head out of Taurus season, we enter into Gemini season. And what a lovely space to take a deep breath. You have the King of Cups here. And this, to me, talks about emotional fulfillment and a sense that you are more in tune with and able to deal with your everyday emotions, to a space in which you have reached down into those old ways of understanding the world, the old consciousness, and you've brought it to the light. You've made it very clear that you are able to manage those emotions that come up for you, and that you're not going to let them run the show of your life any longer. Where do you feel so deeply about life and yet wish it were totally different? Is it in your romantic relationships, dear Sagittarius? Is it in your finances? Maybe it's a little bit of several areas of your life in which you really believe that you could have more, do more, or be more. You crave to live in a life with more abundance, where you manifest more easily those deep desires. This is a strong emotional force in which you are more connected to your intuition and not blinded so much by your emotions. It's a wisdom, a diplomatic way of thinking of things. And all of this also is bringing you down to earth. This is the time in which you are actually celebrating your half birthday. This is Gemini season, of course, which is opposite Sagittarius on the zodiac wheel. And this is a time in which your earthly power is naturally more abundant. You're stepping into a space in which you can create and respond to emotional needs and heal yourself in a very big way. But you're also taking the reins on what it means to be stable and secure in the areas of your life that you most wish to see change for the better. There's also a sense that maybe there's a bit of tension in the air, but you actually feel like you know how to handle it and you've been there before. And you can achieve your goal through the subtle influence of time spent healing and paying attention to potential possibilities of healing and changing this situation and approaching it with different eyes and a different respect for what it means to be alive, what it means to be human, and what it means to feel emotion. And what an emotionally appealing year it is going to be for you, all in all, dear Sagittarius, as Cancer season is full of really beautiful and joyful energy. We've drawn the Three of Cups here, which talks about exuberance and friendship and community. It's as if we have been building all year round with the fire energies sort of burning off all of those unnecessary things there towards the beginning of the year. A bit of earth and mutable energy there in the second two zodiac signs. And then a renewed sense of emotional stability and emotional maturity and growth when it comes to Gemini Cancer season, which of course Gemini season starts in mid to late May and ends in mid to late June. And then after that, of course, Cancer season starts mid to late June and ends mid to late July. This is a time in which you are really enjoying being part of a group or a community where like-minded people and like-hearted people are gathered to change the way that things are done and operated. If you're an artist, you may be finding more of an artistic community in which you are creating real change that's sustainable on a larger and larger level. And with it, you are bringing more stability to your own energetic systems. This is a year in which many things will change, and many things will change to benefit your emotional landscape, in which your emotions aren't running the show, you are. And you're able to recognize fears, loneliness, sadness, anger, all of the emotions as just information that's guiding you to better understand yourself, to heal from past adversity, and to make changes in the world that are important and valuable to your soul. This is an emotionally fulfilling year in which you will see a lot of changes and a lot of excitement. But it is true that you should treat the first part of the year, when things are not so bright and exciting, as this space of shedding that which no longer serves you. Remember that all of these different stages of this cycle of energy are just as important as the others. So while we love celebrating and always being on the up and up, it is true that it's valuable to also rest, relax, shed, and just find overall renewal. After Cancer season, we head into Leo season, which of course starts from mid to late July and goes to mid to late August. And the card that came in for you today was the Justice card, talking about all of that fiery energy in which you are now almost at the decline of another energetic cycle. Remember, you start out the year kind of going down into this cycle, and it's not negative energy, it's just restful feminine energy. And then throughout the spring and summer, you're on the up and up. In fact, when we got the Ace of Pentacles in, which was for Pisces season, this is the space in which we start to feel that things are turning around for us. Well, you've gone through all of the upward energy all through from mid to late February until mid to late July. Things have been really reaching a climax, and you've learned so much, given so much to the world, and received so much of helpful, emotional empowerment. And now we're at the space where things are going to start going back into feminine energy for you. And that means taking stock of what's going on. That means shedding that which no longer serves you. And that means reaching a space of more rest and more inward contemplation. And that's exactly what the Justice card does here. It talks to us about all of the adversity that you faced and realizing what the two extremes of your own life mean to you. What does it mean to be incredibly powerful, responsible, decisive? And what does it mean to be unempowered, to have faced adversity, to be indecisive and not trust yourself with your own life and your own spiritual development? The Justice card has us looking at both sides of the coin and is the inflection point in this never-ending cycle of human energy that brings us a new way of releasing. It's the space in which there's both equal measures of feminine and masculine energy. And of course, that is Leo season, which is your younger cousin when it comes to fire energy. Right after Leo season, we enter into Virgo season, which can be a difficult energy for Sagittarius. I know this because I myself am a Virgo, and I know that sometimes there's a dynamic between Virgo and Sagittarius energy that can be a little bit taxing both for the Sagittarius and for the Virgo. And that is simply the critical self and the coldness that comes from Virgo. It's a sort of a dark sign. And so when it comes into connection with Sagittarius, who lives more on the edge of the seat of life and likes to go through different adventures, we know that sometimes there can be conflict. But we also know that conflict, at least around here on the Dear Tarot podcast, is not a source of negativity. Conflict is simply a source of information, and even though it is uncomfortable, it does help us to pay more attention to what it is that we're going through. You've got the Six of Swords in for Virgo season, which of course is from mid to late August until mid to late September. And this is a story of feeling a little bit down, feeling a little bit of necessity for recovery. But there is a lovely connection here between Virgo and Sagittarius energy, which talks to us about travel. So this would be a great time to go on a solo retreat, to travel to visit loved ones. It's not so much about being on the up and up, having all of that vital and powerful energy and advocating for all of the communities and selling all of your artwork pieces, all of your music, or doing really well at your day job, your 9-to-5 job, or your corporate job. This is an energy of changing direction, of releasing a lot of the effects of trauma that have gone on throughout your entire life. And it's an energy of healing, an energy of feeling maybe somewhat depressed. But if you just write it out, and literally write it out, as well as write it out, then you'll be able to work through those fears and insecurities with Virgo, who is, of course, the Earth Mercury connection. Therefore, the communication through physical words, writing them down, that will help you to clear out those traumas and thoughts and belief systems that are still plaguing you, even through all of the personal growth and spiritual growth that you've been through throughout 2026. After Virgo season, we of course are entering into Libra season, which starts in mid to late September and goes until mid to late October. And this one is where we see the Six of Wands. Again, the Wands energy is showing us that there's still some conflict left over from Virgo season when it comes to these ingrained beliefs, and you're sort of going through it this month, Sagittarius. You may want to take it easy on yourself and remember that this is just a season of your life and doesn't necessarily reflect your entire world. However, something really important to remember is that Libra is also, with the Six of Wands, showing you a time of celebration and triumph and acclaim and pride. Remember those projects and new empowering things you did at the beginning of 2026? You may start to see the fruits of all that labor around Libra season, in which you are put on a spotlight, put on a stage, and set in front of more and more people who see your light, who know what it is for you to truly be sharing your inner world with the outer world, whatever that looks like. This is healthy self-esteem and of putting yourself above others in a non-arrogant way, but feeling important enough to take center stage and be a leader, which is energy that we all need from time to time. Then you've got the Five of Cups coming in, and this is, of course, connected to our next zodiac sign, Scorpio, which takes us from mid to late October to mid to late November. The Six of Cups has come in for you today, talking about a sense of goodwill and innocence in childhood. Feeling simple contentment and an understanding for those things that are around you, feeling blessed and gifted by the world. After Scorpio season is over, we are all the way around Sagittarius, which, as you probably know, goes from mid to late November to mid to late December. And your card today for Sagittarius season 2026 is the 10 of Wands, which is the card of completion, of creating a sense of struggle and difficulty, but bringing it to the end because it has come in its reverse position for you today. Your renewed light is being shown on these specific downward parts of your cycle, which, if you remember, started right about in Virgo season and extended into Libra and Scorpio season, and even felt its lowest point perhaps in Scorpio season. Well, it's coming to an end here, and you're understanding the limits of your own self and the limits of your possibilities. You know that who you are as a person does not dictate how much you're worth. How much you produce does not dictate how much you're worth. And it's more about who you are as a person. Right after Sagittarius season, we're ending the Gregorian calendar 2026 with Capricorn, just as we started it out. So the change of the new year in the Gregorian calendar, when it changes from 2026 to 2027, in this case, happens right about in the middle of Capricorn season. And so Capricorn both starts and ends the Gregorian calendar year, which means that here, when we see the 10 of Swords in, we also know that we have completed a cycle of energy that started in Capricorn season, the beginning of 2026, and now ends in Capricorn season, putting the final touches on releasing that victim mentality which has driven you so far in your life. Yes, you have been a victim. Yes, you have faced adversity, but you have also accomplished a lot and come out on the other side of that. So the martyrdom is no longer present. You're able to enjoy your life with a renewed sense of emotional freedom. Well, that's it, Sagittarius. This looks like an absolutely gorgeous year for you, full of lots of juicy and really beautiful personal and spiritual growth. If you would like to explore more and more about what it means for your spiritual growth heading into the new year, then I highly recommend you check out all of your zodiac signs here on this article. This article will take you to all of the different zodiac signs, as well as the general readings for each of the zodiac signs. So they all have a general reading and an in-depth reading, just like the one you just read. So you may want to head over and read the Sagittarius general reading, and then check out any of your other zodiac points of your natal chart. So you could check your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. And if you need help figuring out any of those specific spots in your chart, just put a little comment below, and I can share with you one of the best ways to easily find where you have all of those different spots in your chart. Thank you so much, and I wish you a beautiful 2026, dear Sagittarius. Bye!